Hey there and welcome back to the channel. Bryson with Dimes for Dollars here, and today we have our third installment of the East versus West Coast penny box battle. Today we have this box here for the West Coast, and it is circulated. However, it looks about the same as our last box, which was not very good. So hopefully there's better stuff inside than what we see on the surface. And as for our East Coast box, we can see that it's circulated, but I don't see any enders on that side as well. We'll definitely flip both of these before we hunt them and see if there's anything good on the other side. But either way, this is hunt number 134 today, boxes 275 and 276. We'll go ahead and start with the West Coast box, and I will bring you back on our first find. Alright, well, we flipped the box over and we actually got a couple interesting enders here. First up, we have a Canadian cent ender, and unfortunately that's a more modern one, so that's going to be -1 point. Our other ender is right over here, and this one's a 40s wheat cent ender, and it has some damage on the 4, but it is a 1949 San Francisco, so that'll make up for our negative point. But let's go ahead and get started on roll number 1. Roll number 8, and that wheat cent ender is going to be our first wheat cent of the hunt, and sure enough, it was a 1949 San Francisco. Roll number 23, and we finally have wheat cent number 2 of the West Coast box, and this one's a 1958 from Denver. Roll 35, and we finally have our third wheat cent of the West Coast box, and it's going to be another 50s wheat cent, a 1950 from Philadelphia. 2 rolls later, and we have another wheat cent here, and this one's another 50s wheat cent, a 1957 Denver. Roll number 44, and we have wheat cent number 5, and this one's going to be another 40s wheat cent. We have a 1947 from Denver. 3 rolls later, and we got another wheat cent here for number 6 of the West Coast box, and this one's a 1945 from Denver. Very next roll, and the West Coast box seems to be turning around, but it might be a little too late this time. But we do have wheat cent number 7. It's going to be a 1958 from Denver. Well, that is going to do it for the West Coast box, and it was a very slow hunt today. But let's go ahead and see what we found. We got 12 Esmond and Memorial cents, 3 Canadian cents, 11 shiny copper cents, 4 50s wheat pennies, and 3 from the 40s. We also got 384 copper cents. So very slow hunt overall. And we ended up with a score of 78.4. So now that we've gone through the West Coast box, let's move on to the East Coast one. Roll number 3 of the East Coast box, and we have our first wheat penny. And this one's going to be a 1953 from Denver. Very next roll, and the East Coast just got a huge boost with this roll. We have a 30s wheat cent, 1934 Philadelphia. Roll number 11, and we have wheat cent number 3 of the East Coast box, and this one's going to be a 1958 from Denver. Roll 14, and we have wheat cent number 4, and this one's a 1957 from Denver. 2 rolls later, and we already have wheat cent number 5, and this one is a 1954 from Denver. 2 rolls later, and we have another wheat cent here, and it's another 50s one, a 1952 Philadelphia. Just a few rolls later, and we have our first 40s wheat cent of the East Coast box, and it is a 1941 from Philadelphia. 2 rolls later, and we have another wheat cent from the 50s, and this one's in terrible shape, but we do have a date. It's going to be a 1955 from Denver. Very next roll, and we have another wheat cent here, and this one's going to be another 1941 from Philadelphia. Roll 34, and we have hit wheat cent number 10, and this one is a 1955 from Denver. Very next roll, and we have another wheat cent, and this one's going to be a 1956 from Philadelphia. Very next roll again, and we have another wheat cent, and this one's from the 40s. We have a 1949 from Denver. Roll 38, and we have another 50s wheat cent, And this one's actually in pretty nice shape. We have a 1956 from Denver. Roll 42, and we got 2 wheat cents on this one. Our first one is 1957 Philadelphia, and our next one is right back here. And this one's a 44 from Philadelphia as well. Roll number 44, and we have another 40s wheat cent. And this one's going to be a 1947 from San Francisco. Very next roll, and we have another 40s wheat cent. And this one's going to be a 1945 from Philadelphia. One roll from the end, and we have a pretty neat find here. We have an off-struck penny. 1974 Denver is the date, and it's in pretty nice shape. You can see on the top side here there's a very thick rim, and there's no rim at all down here. Now, I've seen a lot of pennies in my time, but this is the most off-struck I've seen in a penny hunt. I don't think it has too much value. It's only off-struck by a little bit, but it's definitely a really cool find. And as for the reverse, it is struck on center. Only this side is the off-struck side. So really cool find. I'm definitely going to be putting that one aside and possibly flipping it up. I'll go ahead and add that up here to the board. And let's get through that last roll. Alright, well that's going to wrap up this box, and the East Coast box really performed well. We got a lot of finds to show for it, so let's go ahead and get started here. We have Esmond Memorial cents. We had 6 this time, 3 Canadian cents, 6 shiny copper cents, that one really neat 1974 Denver off strike. We had 10 50s wheat cents, 6 from the 40s, and that 130. It was a 1934 Philadelphia. We also got a whole bunch of copper cents this time, 533. So overall, it was a really fun hunt. Here are our wrap-up totals. Feel free to pause if you want, but it's pretty darn clear. The East Coast is going to come out the winner with 110.3 this time, to the West Coast 78.4. It was another really fun hunt though. Nothing new for the books, but definitely a lot of wheat cents for the collection. So I want to thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.